not gonna fall, right?
I literally just saved my camera from absolutely breaking. I'm using this box as a tripod because I have nothing else, and I'm in my brother's studio right now. This is just gonna have to do the job. So this is a combo for my YouTube channel and my podcast, the Female Passion Project podcast. We just ate so much food and I'm still so full.
Me too.
I'm like, why? So good though. So this is my cousin Loise.
Hi.
She was on my podcast before, like the first couple.
And then we're back.
And we're back.
And then there's so much has happened and changed.
We're in Bali right now, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so hectic. My whole family's here, and if you know anything about me, sometimes I get really triggered. And so, yeah, it's been good and hectic, but fun at the same time. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about working with your first few clients, making the decision to work online and shifting towards that route. Now, I made this shift in August where I completely decided to go like solo, freelance, work until I was able to make money for myself instead of working for a company. You made that shift how many years ago?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. So we're just gonna talk a little bit about our journey and how we've got to where we are now, working with clients and just working online. So yeah, just like take me back to the decision you made when you wanted to just do this freelance solo and what that looked like for you.
So 4 years ago, it wasn't as hoppin' as it is right now, right?
Yeah.
Like where everyone knows about just working online, being in the digital marketing industry and stuff like that. So if you guys listened to the first few episodes a while back, you would know that I used to be a nursing student, and I was on my senior year when I just completely dropped everything and pursued a career in digital marketing. So obviously digital marketing doesn't have any courses, so everything was just self-taught. And
I mean, anyway, in
this era,
everything is self-taught. Like social media is always changing. I first started running Facebook ads four or 5 years ago, and now I'm getting back into it. I'm like, holy shit, it's completely different. Even if it was a course, it wouldn't be relevant.
It wouldn't be. No, it's not
at
like
the end of the course, because it's like it's always changing. And so being self-taught and learning to teach yourself all these things, everything you do online can be self-taught. That's the beauty of this space.
YouTube.
And, YouTube. This entire industry, honestly, it's just everything is available to you. Like either if it's a paid course, if it's a YouTube video, if it's a podcast,
or wherever, right?
Wherever it is, like you could find access to things as you take clients on. But yeah, backtrack to what you were saying. Sorry.
But yeah, basically it's like that. I was self-taught, and then I found some mentors that they were like doing Google ads, kind of like 3 years ahead of me. So I was just like, teach me. And I was just like, whatever it's gonna take, just like teach me. But when I decided to like try to get my own clients, not just like working for them or under them, it was super scary. Because like if you go to Upwork or all these other online freelancing platforms, there's like a gazillion of you guys worldwide. So you're like, how am I gonna compete? I charge a little less than I do now because like I wanna experience and just learn on the job. But it was hard. It was so hard to actually get one. I think I had a gazillion no's before I finally have like that client just say yes and took a chance on me. Sometimes we don't realize that it only takes just one yes to just like propel you
to literally open the entire industry for you. Because same thing happened with me. Like I first started my digital ad agency like in 2016 or 2017, and I got so many no's, like no after no after no. And imagine me being like a 19-year-old going up to these doctors and dentists and chiropractors, and I'm like, I'm 19 years old, but I could help make you millions of dollars. Like no one believed me, so I had to learn how to sell myself, and that's something I'm really uncomfortable with doing. So it wasn't really until last December where I was actually able to take on my first clients, and then that propelled me into now what I'm doing now, taking on clients in the yoga space, because it's insane how strong just one testimonial is. Just one person that took a chance on you and then like wrote something about your services. People see that as professional. Also, as you gain results with that one client, it builds your confidence. Yeah, and that's like definitely what I needed. Yeah, because when I first took on my first client, the whole time I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm an imposter, like this person's paying me this much money. What if XYZ happens? But like the only way you learn is if you actually try, and as cliche as that sounds, it's true.
100%. It's how you learn and how you gain confidence, and then from there you can like be, oh, I'm just gonna take this a little bit further and get another client and get another client, and then even if along the way you have mistakes, you'll be like, it's fine, I learned from this. So we can just like create a new campaign or whatever you're doing, or just rewrite your blog if it doesn't work, right? So whatever you're doing, as long as you try and just like put the work in.
So what made you actually decide to pick, because you do Google ads, what made you decide to like go down that route? Did you try other things before? I
tried social media. Before, I started off as a social media manager. So I just posted a lot of Facebook and Instagram things for people, but then social media for me was exhausting. Just like being on it most of the time, or like half of my day for them, and then for my own like social media, I was like, oh my god, I don't think I can do this, because like it just drains me, and then I can't think about the captions for them, or like think about what works for their feed and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I can't. It wasn't much of a challenge for me because it wasn't like very analytical. So I was like, and then I tried SEO, but then that was too much,
too technical,
and there was a lot of work that goes in SEO. And then that's when I found out Google ads, and then that's when the click happened. And you just really have to listen to that click, you know? So when that happened, I was like, oh my god, finally I found something. It's actually a challenge for me, and it's like not too complicated as well. So it was just a balance for me.
And I think honestly it's so important to just test the waters with so many things. Like even now, not even saying that I have all this experience, but I have been working in the online space since I was 17. And so I had experience drop shipping, doing customer service, like from social media to web design to copywriting to content writing to Facebook ads. All this experience kind of projected me into trying all these different things and offering them as services. And then once, even now, I've consolidated that list, even though I can do all these other things, I don't even include them in like my services that I offer, because it's tedious to me, and even though I may be good at it, doesn't mean I enjoy it. And just because I don't enjoy it doesn't mean I would exchange my like happiness level and stress level in exchange for money. And I think that's the most important shift that needs to happen, is like work doesn't have to be
just for the
money. Work like can be enjoyable. And if you listen to yourself, your heart, what you feels right, the more valuable it is to find something you love to do. That sounds cliche in itself as well, but like it's true. Like if you actually like what you're doing, then it doesn't feel like work. Like for example, she hates social media.
I hate it.
She hates it, and like I like love that planning out the aesthetics of an Instagram feed just for fun. Like I've done it for myself forever, and now I'm doing it for clients, and like that stuff is super fun to me because I feel satisfied knowing that like this thing is aesthetically pleasing, you know? And so I'm doing that. I've done that for 2 clients now. You just have to find what works for you, but the only way you can do that is if you actually put yourself out there and try to take as many jobs as you can.
It's also good to know a little bit of everything, because in the digital world, it's all interconnected in a way. If you know a little bit social, so you know how it kind of all works, but it's also good that you specialize in something. Even if like a client you specialize like social media for a client, if he asks you about a little bit of SEO, at least you have like some input to help all the brand all in all.
I think in general, most people, most clients, anyone you talk to prefers talking to someone who's more well-rounded in anything. And so if you only know Instagram strategy but don't know anything else, someone would hire or work with someone else who knows Instagram plus Facebook plus Twitter plus YouTube plus all these other things. So you're competing with people who know a little bit about everything, and they have that competitiveness factor above you. That brings me to my next question. So you were talking about how like when you were first starting up, there was so much competition when you were like putting yourself out there on like all the freelance websites. How did you differentiate yourself?
Well, first off, when I was starting, I was so cheap. So So they would fucking reach out to me because I was cheap. But then as I gained confidence in myself, I'm like, damn, I work so much.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to learn to just value yourself. That's what I had to gauge. Like, how much do I charge this client? How much do I, like, you know? So,
but that doesn't come until you actually do it. The first client I took on completely worked for free,
right? Yeah.
Just because I wanted the experience. I knew it would give me the foot in the door, which it did completely to this entire space that I'm working in now. I worked for free, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm spending all this time doing all this work. I'm doing it for free. And not saying like that's bad, because I learned so much from it. I definitely got exchange of value and knowledge and confidence in myself to be able to do this. Taking on my next client then, like, I knew how much I was worth. Even still, like, I'm still on like my 4th, 5th client. That pricing structure is still evolving. And so even at the beginning, I think the best way to get your foot in the door is not necessarily working for free, but like working for really cheap.
Yeah,
but also
just for the experience.
Yeah, but also just showing a client or a manager or a startup business that you are willing to put in the work to learn a new skill.
But also you have to be transparent about it.
Yes.
That this is how cheap I am, because to be honest, I don't have much experience yet. But I am willing to learn. But I am willing to like help you and your business grow. So you really have to be transparent about it.
Yeah, and exactly the same thing happened with me and Sarah P. Like, I literally was like, I've done marketing stuff in the past, but I haven't done it in a long time, and I want experience in this space. I want to learn about the ins and outs of what the wellness, yoga, retreat space industry is all about. Then it propelled me into now doing it for like retreats, like in London and literally all over the place. So it's been insane, but like so worth it. So now looking back where you're at now to like where you first started, is there any advice you would give your younger self who was starting off in the online space?
Oh my god. I would tell myself not to give up. I was on the verge of giving up and just like giving in, going back in college. But then
she's a dropout, by the way.
I'm a dropout on my senior year. But I don't regret anything. So that's why maybe I don't really have any specific advice, but just to keep your head up, because it's not easy. Having all those no's would make you question yourself and question your worth and question if like, am I on the right path? Did I make the right decision? But eventually you wouldn't see it right then and there, but eventually it will all unfold. You would just realize how much you were meant to do this.
I think that's really good advice, because I think that's kind of where I'm at now, where I'm like, oh my god, there's so much going on, where for 6 months, even a little more than 6 months, honestly, like I was putting in so much work to doing all the things, and I didn't see any results, like anything I was doing. And I was trying to do so many things at once. I was trying to like make my blog scale and like take on clients and run social media and do all these different things, which is good because it like pushed me in all these different directions, but it also then ultimately led me to where I'm at now. But also for someone who's starting off or who wants to go down like the online entrepreneurship route, it's a lot of fucking work. Like, people think it's all fun and games. You're sitting on a beach with your laptop drinking margs. Like, you are not. Most days I like don't leave my apartment and just work from home. It's hard because you don't have a strict divider from work life to your personal life, which is like the most dangerous thing, but also the best thing, I think. There is a lot of effort that goes into it, and it takes a lot of time.
You tend to be like frustrated, you know?
Yeah, you get really frustrated and stressed out. Like, there were times, I've actually made videos on this where I felt really alone because I was working so many hours because I don't have a set time that I need to stop, which I'm slowly starting to implement more stricter work times. So there's not necessarily a routine that you have in place. Like, you don't go into the office, or you have to find those boundaries and set those boundaries for yourself. Like, when I didn't have boundaries, I found myself stressed. And I know that if I did need to work later or work on a Sunday, like, I will do that because I can do that. But I don't need to feel like I need to work, because I don't always have to work. And so if you want to go down like the digital entrepreneur route, just be prepared that it takes a lot of work. It's like, especially the first couple of months, even years, it's going to be really, really hectic, and you're gonna want to quit a lot of the time. Like there were so many times, I kid you not, where I was like, oh, maybe I'm just gonna go back to Chicago, get a job, like nothing's working out. Like my bank account started going like in the hundreds, and I was like, how am I gonna survive on like hundreds of dollars? And then as soon as that scarcity kind of came in, that's when I started signing more clients, and I was like, wow, you just have to be prepared for that. I think mentally I was prepared for that, but emotionally I was not.
No one is ever.
No. And so thankfully, like, I have my family around me and like people around me that always push me to go further and to chase my passion. But it is really hard, and it's not all like rainbows and butterflies and sunshine and beaches and tanning. Even though I do get to see a lot of cool things living in Thailand and stuff, and living in Asia and traveling to places like Bali where we're at now. My Bali trip has been a work trip. Like,
everyone is. We've been just like literally on our laptops the whole time.
We've been on our laptops maybe 75% of the time we've been in Bali. We'll go to like the beach for like an hour and then come back and work. So like there is a lot of work that goes into it. It isn't just like traveling the world and being a digital nomad. That shit's not real.
It's not.
And yeah, that's just the reality of it. I think later down the road, like once you set up systems and then build a team, like you could get to that point, definitely. But in the beginning, it's a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of time. And yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got too.
So if you are planning on going down this digital entrepreneur, digital nomad, working online route, put in the work.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. It's worth it. If you actually put in the work and figure out a way to make things happen, not just like by luck, not by hoping that something will come. You have to chase what you're aiming for. And if you're not, it's not gonna work out. Like
you're gonna be left behind.
Yeah, seriously, because it's such a saturated market.
And it's a fast-changing industry.
Yeah.
What worked in YouTube before could not be necessarily working right now.
Yeah.
Like Google Ads has tremendously changed year by year.
Yeah.
My dashboard before is completely different to my dashboard now. So it's constantly changing. You're constantly learning. So that's what you have to do also.
Never stop learning. Yeah, that's all I got. And yeah, this is my cousin. And we look the same now because our hair is the same.
We have the same hair color.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this video. And
subscribe to her.
I
don't know if it's a YouTuber.
I don't know. It's either or. But yeah, like it, subscribe to it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.